Get ready to pay per mile. If you're someone that drives an automobile, you should be concerned about this. We're going to talk about the possible federal implementation of this mileage tax. And we're also going to talk about some local locations that people are talking about this, including right here in San Diego. And in my opinion, the fact that we even have to talk about this is pretty sad. I mean, where does this end? Are they going to be tracking everybody's breathing, like how many breaths you take per minute? The mileage thing, that's one thing. Where does this end? But let's go ahead and get into the news today. First of all, my name is JJ. You're watching Bull Boom Bear Bust. Please make sure that you are subscribed so that you do not miss any of these very, very important updates about the economy, budgeting, the cost of living, financial news, economic news, banking system, you name it. We're going to talk about it here. If it has to do with financial and economics, today the mileage tax. What is this and what's being proposed? And there has been some debating and questioning back and forth online. Is this a real tax? Is it really in the bill, the infrastructure bill? The answer is yes, it's in there, but right now it's just in there as a pilot or a test out program. And here's a bit of information. So the proposal in this bill is they're going to study charging drivers for each mile that they drive. So right now they have no idea how they're even going to track everybody. So it's in a pilot program, or they're implementing or proposing to implement a pilot program. And this was recently uncovered on a fact check at WTHR.com. Let's take a quick listen to an excerpt here.
Drive a car. The actual infrastructure bill is more than 2,000 pages long. On page 508, it details a national motor vehicle per mile user fee pilot program. The program would be just that, a pilot or test, to see if the government can figure out a fair and efficient way to raise highway funding through a fee that drivers would pay based on the amount they drive.
All right, so let's just pause right there. First of all, they do not need to take the money from drivers. Why? Because most of you know, but I'm going to say it again because it's very important. This is the basis of everything. They can create unlimited amounts of money out of thin air. So to say that you or a driver has to help pay for something, it's complete nonsense. Doesn't anyone question how they can conjure up endless amounts of fake money to fund all these different programs, but yet at the end of the day, they expect the people to pay it back? And it's the working people. How many people are just trying to commute back and forth to their jobs? And now they're going to be burdened with another, not just having to pay this, but another thing to keep track of. Maybe they'll have to have an app on their phone. Maybe they'll have to have a chip put in the cars so they can trace everybody. And then that goes back to the car manufacturers. That's going to make the cars more expensive. What's going to be used? What kind of technology is going to be used to trace everybody, to track everybody for each mile driven? And how much more cost is going to be associated with that? Who's going to keep track of it? Who's going to be processing all the numbers? Right? How much red tape and extra cost and hassle is this going to be for everyone? And what about the people that bought their homes far out of the city so they can actually get an affordable place, because home prices are sometimes cheaper when you move out of the larger cities, but they have to commute into the city for their job. So now they're going to be paying an extra cost for trying to find some place that's more affordable out of the city, because they have to drive farther now into the city, which most people, I shouldn't say most, a lot of people have jobs in the cities. That's where a lot of the jobs are concentrated. So the people that moved away to try to get a more affordable place to live now are going to be paying the extra price for having to commute to work. So again, the working class, it's the working class that gets punished. And most people don't have the money. Most people are in debt. Now, they may have the money if you consider credit available on a credit card. If you consider that money, then yes, everybody has the money and it's just a few cents per mile, no big deal. But 3/4 of the people are in debt. Right? So where does it end? What's going to be next? Like, what other fees or fines are they going to make people pay and give more red tape, more hassle for just trying to drive to work and back in some cases? And also, doesn't anyone question why the people that are trying to pass all these bills, why most of them end up with several $1 million? Their net worths are millions and millions of dollars. Doesn't anybody question where the money's really going? Now, even if this federal punishment for driving doesn't go through, certain local areas are looking at their own taxes, including right here in San Diego. Future per mile road usage tax approved by Santee board to fund transit projects. Right? Do they really need to take money from the people to fund this project? Absolutely not. And it's technically not even money. It's mostly just digits on a screen. Most people get their paychecks direct deposit, which is just digital transactions. There's not really any money there. So to say people have to pay for it, it's a big lie. It's a big scam. And what's being proposed here in San Diego, most people, from what I see, do not like it. Quote, I just cannot keep up. Residents weigh in on plan that could tax drivers per mile. And Twitter is pretty active about people talking about this here, about this transportation plan, this mileage punishment, I call it. Michelle said the following: let the GD auto insurance companies pay this tax. They calculate premiums based on mileage. Oh, wait, they'll just jack up our rates even higher. This tax is BS. I have to agree with Michelle there, absolutely. Right, so if they do pass along the cost to the insurance companies, yes, the insurance companies are just going to raise their rates to make up for it. I've talked to several people here recently at my job that say their insurance rates are going up and up and up. Also on Twitter, Kim tweeted out the following: get ready, San Diego, they're pushing through the mileage tax proposal. The response to that was OMG. I agree, OMG. Gas prices are high enough out here. Let's take a look at gas prices. And let's look at an updated chart here. To the far right, we see the national average is coming up on $3.40 per gallon. And we told you this even a year or two ago, that gas was just going to continue to rise. This is even prior to knowing about the pipelines being shut down and all of the other supply chain disruptions. Right, the oil companies laughing all the way to the bank. They love it. Right, and also when it comes to this mileage tax or this driving punishment, what about Amazon drivers? You see Amazon delivery drivers everywhere. Are they going to be exempt from this? Or are they going to have to pay the tax also? And if they do, you know, they're just going to pass along the higher rates to the consumers, to people buying the products. On a different topic, here's a couple articles right here. Amazon driver fired after scantily clad woman caught slipping out the back door. Here's another one. Amazon delivery man caught tossing packages like frisbees in security video. Somebody's sick of their job, sick of the rat race, it looks like. All right, we're going to wrap this up here, folks. The ones I feel most sorry for are the younger people. They have to grow up in this country. If we're looking at all these things now and tracking everybody based on all their driving and everything else, what's it going to be like in 20 or 30 years? I'm afraid to find out. I'm afraid for the younger people. Let me know what you think about this, the mileage tax. If you're in San Diego, especially, I'd like to hear from you. Otherwise, we have this nationwide pilot program looking to be rolled out. They're going to see how they can track everybody. Let me know what you think. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Stay well, stay safe, stay prepared. Keep stacking. Bye for now. Peace.